Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and this video is going to be a Pantheon Rise of the Fallen video. Obviously I'm playing playing EverQuest on Project 1999 for anyone visiting here who doesn't know what server this is, or it's an emulated server. Check out project1999.com if you're looking for some old school MMO action before Pantheon comes out. Anyway, yeah, so this video is a Pantheon video, and it's kind of comes about, it's kind of, I guess it's like a video on the community, the smaller community. I'm tanking a Cyclops at the moment, yes, slow tanking. I was just running to a different camp, but I saw these Cyclopses up and I thought, well, give them a go. Looks like we're doing okay. I love the Cyclops model. It's really just really characterful, really good. Anyway, yeah, so Pantheon. So this is about the community in general, like the streaming and YouTubing community, and what's going to be quite important to the game, I think. Because it was announced recently, there's a Pantheon stream coming up soon, on the 9th of December. And typically, and obviously this is not a criticism, for anyone says, oh, well, obviously that they would use that person or someone popular. Of course they would. I'm not saying that that's that's an issue in itself. But there's a Pantheon stream coming up on the 9th of December, and they're using like a really big Twitch streamer to do it. And I mentioned this before in a video some time back, where I think that I kind of have a bit of a problem with that, and also think it's not. I don't think it's the best thing for the game long term. The thing with really big Twitch streamers is that they, unless you're focusing on a particular game that millions of people want to watch, like Hearthstone, most of the streamers tend to. Oh, there we go. He's on the run. So we tanked a Cyclops, although I did slow him. Yeah, and unless you're doing Hearthstone, you generally, most big streamers vary their games, and this particular person varies their games, and I think you have to. I think a lot of stream audiences, particularly if you're a streamer that's been varying the games that you play, may not want to turn up to a stream every day and see the same game. You see that criticism quite a lot. People moaning about someone playing a game again. I've seen it happen in this person's Twitch stream. So obviously developers are doing this because this guy gets thousands of views every day, people watching him play games. So there'll be an initial fairly big fairly big quick exposure to the game. But the problem I have from a long-term point of view is that I don't think that these streamers, if you take this particular person for example, they vary their games quite a lot. They generally play different games on a week-to-week basis, sometimes on a day-to-day basis, because, as I said, I think that's probably what you need to do to keep people interested. So I don't think that that these big streamers are going to be giving the game the exposure long-term that it probably needs. Short-term, yeah, sure, but when you think that a lot of the streamers kind of cycle their games on a week-to-week basis, I'll be very surprised if these games stick around on these big Twitch channels for very long. Maybe there'll be like one day a week or something, but to be perfectly honest with you, I think that's a bit different to maybe the sort of exposure long term that the game will need if it's going to be successful. Now my channel currently is pretty much dedicated to EverQuest, Project 1999. And if Pantheon comes out and if it lives up to the expectations that we've all got, my channel will probably become dedicated to that particular game. And my channel's been dedicated to P99 now for 3 years, and I'll be very, very surprised if the big Twitch streamers. I'm very surprised if Pantheon is a game that they're dedicated to for more than a few weeks, let alone a few years. I just don't see how it works out for them from their demographic point of view, because as I said, if they play a game for a week or two, eventually you get people in the chat going, oh, I'm sick of watching this game, can we play something else? And that's part of their business model. They do cycle through their games quite quickly. And so I'm personally a bit disappointed that they've chosen to go with a bigger streamer at the start. I understand it. I understand the business sense it makes, but only short term. I don't understand the business sense it makes long term. So it's quite frustrating for someone like me who is quite happy to kind of dedicate their time to a game for years, continually giving it exposure, but not really getting there. Well, I think guess what I'm saying is that the small guy matters, and I think probably long term the small guy matters even more than the big guy. I think because for a lot of people, MMOs can have a short sort of short shelf life. Going in with a big streamer initially might seem like a good idea. There's a little NPC down there. I think you probably want to avoid him if I can. Oh, he's blue. I'll leave him. I think he's a quest mob, so I won't. I won't interfere with him. Yeah, so I think my point is that I think the small guy matters more long term for the continual exposure of the game. And it'd be interesting to see, like, titling this video as a Pantheon video. It'd be interesting to see how many people come and view the video just based on the name. It's just being kind of, that's also an interesting experiment. But yeah, I'm slightly disappointed because I think that, well, I can understand short term what they're doing. I think long term it's a shame, even if it wasn't myself, it's not like I've contacted them and said, oh, I'd like to do your game. But even if there were some smaller guys involved in this kind of thing, the more dedicated players like myself who will dedicate their channel to their game for a number of years, I think it's a shame. Because maybe I'm wrong, but personally I don't think that these other bigger streamers will do that. I think that we're looking at a matter of weeks before they need to move on and mix it up a bit. Maybe you'll get a period, maybe you'll get 1 day a week where they do it, or maybe a period in a day or two where they do it, but it's not going to be their sort of bread and butter, as it were. But yeah, I guess that's just how it works. I kind of suspected that it would work out that way. I think it would have been nice for them to do a bit of research around YouTube and stuff and see who's interested in the game, who they felt would be kind of dedicated to playing it, and then maybe get some of those guys involved as well. But I guess that's how it goes. I guess typically the crux of the whole thing is also that those of us who will probably dedicate their channels to the game have kind of paid for access. I'm still waiting for access. Whereas I guess this streamer will just get access for free, and But then that's it. There's no need to sit in chat going, I know about business. I've run my own business, but I just think that they're only looking at the short term, not the long term. But interesting to see what happens. I'll be watching the stream regardless. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited about the game. The previous stream that I watched, it was just a quick view at the I think it was the Unity Engine conference. Just a quick view of the game. Brad McQuaid was playing it on stage, and it looks. Oh, there we go. It looks really good. They actually had some different races in the game. I was thinking to myself, this game's just never going to work out. It's just from a cost point of view, I just can't see how they're going to do it. A bit like the Ultima, a bit like Shroud of the Avatar, I guess. But yeah, both games using the Unity engine, which is interesting because it really, apparently, according to Brad McQuaid, it really lowers the costs of developing the world and the art, which I think is probably where a lot of the big costs are when you're doing an MMO. So I'm just coming to my camp here. But it'd be interesting. Apparently, the Pantheon stream is going to have some new stuff, so it'd be interesting to see some new stuff. I'm coming to my camp saying that, what EverQuest is like. There's probably already someone here. But we'll have a look. Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see some of the new stuff. Apparently, there's going to be some new areas and stuff that they're exploring. I'd love to see an ogre actually. See what the ogres look like. Maybe a dwarf as well. That'd be pretty good because I'm kind of planning on playing an ogre or a dwarf shaman, or both. As you know, that's what I'm like. Oh, so the camp is open, which is really good. So so that's it for this video. I just wanted to have a little quick chat about Pantheon, more about the community. Personally, let me know what you think. I don't know. I think short term, it's the right thing to do. But as we know from MMOs, MMO is not about the short term. It's about the long term. And I think the smaller guys, the smaller dedicated streamers and YouTubers will be crucial for the game, but there you go. What can you say? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.